Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and I've got a little bit of an adventure. We'll see how it goes. It's maybe a two-dayer. We'll see. I would like to try cave mining. I've never done it. It's kind of at the... I mean, hand mining in general is about the lower level, and I've done a tiny bit. I've even used Atlas Geo a little bit, which would probably be the better option for this, honestly. But we're going to start at the beginning. So I've got a cave, one that's actually on the map on Hurston that I'm going to try. I don't know if I can walk in or if it's where I'm going to have to fly to get in. I'm going to do a quick flyby of it since it is on the map and I can find it. And if it is something we can walk in, then it is... then what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to go to a nearby station, and I will get a land vehicle and I will drive there. Why? Even though I'm already flying there, for the adventure. That's it. Just looking for a reason to find some use for land vehicles. We'll see how it goes. Now, could I take something like an Anvil Asgard and throw a vehicle in the back of it? Certainly, of course I could. But if I'm going to fly there, I'm flying there. I'm looking to create some adventure, looking to create a little bit of new in my relationship with, you know, Star Citizen, and also to kind of get go back to kind of beginning level stuff and see how it goes. So that's my goal. What am I going to fly? I need something that can put a cargo container in it. I've got two options. Either my Intrepid, which would be perfect because again it's a starter ship, right? I got an extra Hercules and an extra Hull C. Don't know why. They just showed up in my deal. There's something else that showed up too. I actually earned two of these, by which I mean I won the lottery twice and got the same one over and over again. There's my second Hull C. What was the other one I got? Did it disappear already? Oh, the Banu Defender. Yeah, that's the other one. My other option, instead of driving, would be to take the tractor. That's not a terrible idea. So I do want to carry a container. We're going to take a container with us. Do I still have the Asparia? No, that went away finally. Okay, so I did lose that one. Because that would be a good one to take for this as well. You know what? Because I haven't flown it yet, I'm going to go... I traded my... whatever my other constellation was up for the Aquila. Let's take the Aquila. I'm going to put a container in it. We're going to fly over there, and then we'll take a look at it. We are still... nighttime for a little bit, but we're closing in on daytime. We're closing in on daytime. I'm watching the verseguide.com for this. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll pull this one up. Now I want to get out there early. There is a bug in the game. You will see right there that I'm using a silver multi-tool. This is a Quicksilver, I believe. It's a named one. There's a bug with all named multi-tools. They will not work properly for mining. If you are going to go out hand mining, you need to make sure that you are carrying just your standard run-of-the-mill, bog standard, yellow gray cap multi-tool. Otherwise, it will not give you a reading. It will not put an outline around gems and ores, and you will not be able to mine with it. All right, as you can see, we are going to go take out HTES Calthrop. I don't think that means North America, but who knows? It is just coming up on dawn there shortly. So we're going to fly over. We're going to take a quick look, see how difficult it is to get in and out of. If it's easy, we're going to take the ship up to HDMS Edmond, and we will leave it there, and we will drive a vehicle over. I guess I should check to make sure HDMS Edmond is open for business. It isn't going to kill me, but we'll worry about that in a moment. Seems to me if we're going to institute realistic atmospheric stuff, we probably should not come in upside down because we will fall out of the sky. There we go. I'm assuming... Ooh, are we that close? Okay, well... Okay, well, it's closer to stuff than I thought it was going to be. But that's fine. Oh, see? My map showed, and there we go. There's our sunrise. Instead of riding away into the setting sun, we're riding in out of the morning sun. It's the beginning of the western, not the end, and that's what we're looking for. I do really like this windshield compared to the standard Constellation. This is definitely worth it. I'm happy to trade a top turret for this windshield. Used to be you had to get in the top turret to see where you were going. Slow down a little bit before we crash into the planet here. Make sure we've got VTOL on. Shouldn't be much to see except a hole in the ground, I wouldn't think. And a lot of wreckage. Now, part of the reason to drive in rather than to fly in is to not have a ship sitting here that everybody will see. All right. As there's one right over here somewhere. Nomad. Good ship for this sort of thing, right? Okay. What are we looking for? A hole in the ground. That's what we're looking for. All right. The puppies have come in from there. I would have thought right there, maybe? Is that the entrance? Oh. Try not to land on one of these big chunks of something. Back up a little bit just to make sure I don't see anything over here. Oh, come on, come on. Hit the wrong button there. There we go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put the landing gear down. This seems as good a spot as any. Let's go see if we can find this hole in the ground. Ooh, I like the lighting. Yes, I know there's a small people ladder elevator there, but we're going to take the big one down. Ground's uneven. It's going to be easier to jump in and out of this one if we need to. Where's the... There it is. So we've got some heavy armor for head, chest, and arms, and some light armor just so we can run a little bit. We've got our big backpack. We have a custodian SMG for a little self-defense. And we've got a multi-tool. See, I'm not sure exactly where this hole is. This is where we should have brought a vehicle for the recon too. Maybe a bike. Got my flashlight on for all the good it's going to do us. It looked like it should have been up in there, but I didn't see anything from the air. And maybe there isn't. I mean, it does say it is, let me check the deal here. It says, not active, may be hazardous. Stopped all operations and left the precious geodes untouched. Leftover items and mining equipment are within the mine. Okay. Oh, here we go. What is this? Is this our way? No. Okay, but there is stuff potentially here. Oh, is this? This might be it here. I think this is it. Okay, so this is it right here. So we can walk in. Maybe is this all there is? Are these mineable? I don't think I care about that. Looks like it's just colored rock. Okay. All right, well, wasn't quite. I'm hoping there's more of a hole in the ground somewhere else. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Da 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 da. Here comes the sun. All right. All right, I'm going to look for a little bit longer. And then we'll be back when I know more, or maybe less. Now I'm looking at a picture on the thing, and it looks like what we already found, and there wasn't much in there. So I'm going to assume that this cave, we found it. That was it. That was the cave. And that's not going to help us a lot. So I can head back and we'll check the map and I'll see if I can find someplace else to do this at. Nope. I don't see anything. Now, it does say that this was a legacy mine, which I was also told potentially has some more hazards for getting stuck. So, it is what it is. All right, I'm going to get back in the ship, and then I'll kind of reassess. Since sunrise is coming, and we're kind of exploring, shall we hop into the upper turret, which I believe is a science turret on this version, just to watch the sunrise with.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
I don't know what TRT stands for. I still don't know what TRT stands for. There's a number of ships that have TRT. Maybe that's the science mode. I am in scan mode, but it gives me a 0 degrees. Do I not have something turned on? Nope, power off. Well, that's kind of silly. I think they at least let me scan from here. Can we scan that guy? Nope. What does it look like? Oh, and the rain's coming in. Oh, well, that's a cool looking turret, though. Hold on, back down. Although I'm spinning it a bit. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Down we go. All right, I'm going to sit here for a minute while I figure out what I'm doing. So we're headed to Edmond anyway because I realized there was a show hidden locations button on here. Now, there are other ways to find these caves. One is just through exploration. One is by taking missions, bounty missions that would say it was over a cave at this place or over a cave at that place. And you can go fight and then land at the cave underneath, right? That's maybe the easiest way to find some of these, short of hitting the show hidden locations. I wasn't looking for a fight right now. I was just looking for some mining, but that's probably the easiest way to find it. It's nice to know the Constellation has not let me down by having lots of bugs. We've got our little power management MFD up there flaking out. So this is the place I was potentially going to go regardless. It turns out there was a cave very close to where we were as well that we could have used, but that's okay. We didn't have a vehicle with us. My hope was, and still is, because I still haven't thought to look, maybe I should do that before we get too close. Hold on. Before I get shot out of the sky, let's take a look at Edmonds here. No, not that close. Oh, Jesus. Vehicle services and a commodity training, but they don't have a vehicle pad. They have a hangar. Hold on, let me check, see how far away this is on my map. I think that'll work. Let's go to Gray Cat. I think there's some caves in here. So here, let's how far is it? Okay. Now, we may still not want to, we may not want to vehicle this, is what I'm saying. Because these are still going to be a little ways away, but let's go get a vehicle. I don't know. We'll go land there and then we'll figure it out. There's a lot of turrets there. I hope they're friendly. I don't know that they are. Let's be ready to pull up here really quickly if we need to. 4, 3, 5. Nope, we're leaving. All right, so that one's not going to work for us. Well, it kind of would. How high am I? I'm up plenty high enough. Okay, so it's there. I need to go at 88, 20, 40, 60, 80, there-ish. 88.8. 2 kilometers altitude, 318, 250. All right, well, we'll go a little bit faster than that. We'll get out of this range, and then I'll drop down, and we'll see if we can find it. Hard to say. I mean, we've got stuff all over out here, huh? Once we find it, we'll be able to find it again, but finding it the first time might be trouble. Kind of like what's right behind us. Something like that. Except more surrounded by red, I think. Less brown on the outside. So we're looking for something like this, where there's red on the outside, and then green and white into the middle there. And there is red. Let me drag it over for you. There, can you see that? So it comes out of a big section of gray. So that's the bit I'm missing so far. All right, I'm the exact right distance from Gray Cat, which is back there, but I'm too far away from Edmonds, which is right there. So I need to go this way to be the right distance for both of them. So I'm just going to kind of scoot along and see if I can see it. Does look like we've got more kind of ruins and stuff up here. mean, if nothing else, I wonder what that is. Got some copium down there. Copian, not copium. But we're just about out of light, so my exploration for the day might be done. I wish there was some like little outpost stuff hidden out here, a little bit more so than there. I mean, I know there are some, but you know, we've got all this stuff here. You'd think there'd be some sort of squatter or something sitting on this abandoned site. Is that it? That's it. Well, we found one. Let's keep our nose up. Where do I want to land? Does that look okay? As long as I use the people elevator, I should be okay. Now, I did see there were some copians in the area, so we got to be a little bit careful, but we got a gun. There's a big rock underneath the cargo elevator. That's why I said we need to use the people elevator this time. We'll just be careful before we step off. Oh, yeah, that looks fine. I don't know how you get back out of these, if I'm honest. I guess we'll just hope. We can always log out. Well, it feels pretty cool. We accomplished something. We got weird glowing... Oh, look, we got our first rock, maybe? And yes, that is a rock. That is what we should see. If we were using the proper multi-tool, it would have a yellow outline around it, and it would give us numbers for all of those little icons that show up down there. But because we're using a named multi-tool, which are bugged, we don't get any indication that it is, in fact, a gem. No. Because I think it'll tell us... The only real mining I've done has been in prison lately. We go left. Ooh, right there maybe? Maybe not. I guess, I mean, I think when you point this at it, it's supposed to show what ore it is. we go. See, I would think something like that would be, but apparently not. Now, I don't know which ones we're going for. Some of them are worth more money than others. Okay. Down we go. Just wanted to make sure I checked that before we started dropping down. I don't have any idea how far down we're supposed to go to find this stuff. So far, I haven't found anything. I think I'm too worried about getting lost yet. But maybe sometime. Again, we can always just either die or log out. It's a different blue there. I think we can harvest those, but I don't know that there's a reason to. Maybe there is now with the Rainari. Well, nothing there other than potentially some sort of weird mushrooms. I don't think I want to try dropping off from right there. Well, I didn't find anything yet, but I don't think that's a bad first start. We found a cave. We might get out of the cave. Yeah, we're going to get out. But it is 11:30 p.m. my time, even though it is a beautiful late afternoon in game. So I'm going to hop in. I'm just going to orbit up, straight up, and hopefully I'll be able to find this again. Now that I've seen kind of this big deal up here on the hill.
6.5 hours later.
All right, we're back at it. It's the next day. This is the mine we started at last time. I believe there's a mine actually really close to this one. Obviously, we're no longer directly over where we were by this point. So we're coming in here. There's a Star Lancer here, though. that happens to have 4 Galderines on it, which should be the tier 5 version of the Rhino, Badger, whatever. The CF. Yeah, 557, right? So I'm going to maybe take those off because I've got the cannons on here that I don't particularly like. Oh, somebody else is already maybe doing that. Oh, and there goes the Star Lancer. All right. So we're not taking the guns off of that. So we're going to go, I'm going to try to figure out where the heck I am. Hurston. All right. So there's a rock cave near Calthrop, which is in theory where we're at. They gave us a nighttime picture, which is hard to see. So we're going to go, from 25.69 kilometers from, why would you take me? I guess Aldai is technically closer. Damn it. Okay. I'm going to guess that it is let me pick Aldai. F1. Oh, add lay. Okay. So, add lay is there. Navigation so I can see where I'm going again. It's 39 kilometers that way. Right on the edge of a... Looks like in the middle of a bit. Kind of on a red like this, kind of in between. So we're now going to go more like this. We'll see if we can find it. Whoops. And it should be about 25 kilometers away, and we should be 19 kilometers away from Aldai when we get there. Thing is, this is pretty much right on top of... Oh, there it is. I found it. The picture is not of... It's right below us. I found the 3 pipes, but the hole... Hold on, let me show you. This is what they show, right? The hole's actually... I don't know, is it that? Maybe that's the hole. But you can't tell that in this picture. Yeah, you just can't tell. So that's the hole. Now, they do, conveniently enough, give us a map of the actual cave system. So there's that. So we'll see if we get... Well, I'm just going to move up here a little bit. Lovely sunset. Yeah, it's not park on those. A little bit rough. We okay here with our elevators? Looks like all of the elevators work. Okay. Let's make sure we got shields on. And look at that, we get a map. Okay, so that's our exit. And it even shows our ship. I like that. I didn't think to look at this in the last one. Okay, so we got a couple little tunnels there that may or may not have anything. And one, okay, I like that. I like that. That's pretty cool. So these are those. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my mining laser here. Let's see. I think we just stay low here. Oh, we're getting the map built up. Oh, there. I thought we had a skeleton there. Nope, nothing there. Somewhere back here I saw another. There it is. Is it not going to let me crawl through there? No. Okay. It should. That's what caving's about, generally speaking, in my experience. I don't have a lot of caving experience, but I do have some. So I'm not sure. Nope. Still looks like it should be mineable to me. As does that one. Do I just need to sit here longer? Will let us crawl through this? No. Well, it's clear I don't know what I'm looking for. Looks to me like I've explored it all. And I didn't see anything mineable. Let me see what this thing says I'm supposed to have in here, if anything. Might not be anything in this one. Stanton, Rock, 01, Unok, 001, size 02, 001, 001. Unclaimed, abandoned, no restrictions. Atmospheric pressure. Huh. Well, we've explored a couple caves now, but we haven't found anything worth mining. Advanced? Yeah, I don't need advanced. Well, poop. Either way, we got some exploration out. We need to go to the right. All right. I think that should have a yellow outline around it if it's an actual mineable. So even though it looks like a mineable, and it looks like a mineable, the fact that there's not a yellow outline around it says that it is not. Well, I'm not going to call it a failure because our goal was to go out and explore and just see something we hadn't seen before. See something I hadn't seen before. We saw 2 caves. We used the Verse Guide channel to successfully find a couple, although the pictures are kind of eh. I should have taken a picture of that one during the day to upload, but I'm not going to wait an hour now to get a better picture. Especially because there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. So I'm going to call this one here. That was our exploration. Let's turn on the engines. A little bit of a last little bit of dusk over there, huh? All right. And that's what I thought. We failed. We failed, but we didn't fail. We succeeded. I was right. Minerals look like what they should, or gems look like what they should. Notice this one gets us a scan. Why does this one do it when the other one didn't? Because, as it turns out, we turn off our headlamp. No. A named multi-tool, harvester, quicksilver, whatever it may be. I was using a quicksilver because it was a cool color and I liked it. They don't work for this. They don't do the scan. You have to just use your generic everyday pyro multi-tool. Doesn't say anything else. And if you do that, you'll get this. And then power control is supposed to be that. Can I bring my power down? There we go. That's where we want to be, right? No, come on down. Come on. It's getting hot. Now my I apparently can't bring... There we go. We got our success. Perfect. Now we can switch to right mouse. And they hit so hard that they knock me backwards and kick me off a rock. All right, hold on. And there we go. Success. Oh, another one. So we jumped across from there, and I think there was another one just down here somewhere. I think I found 3 of them last time. Now, it doesn't mean it's the same. I've changed servers. I ran into some weird inventory problems that were also affecting this. But I'm going to do a quick run through. Now, why can't I change my power? It says power control is mouse wheel, but mine does not appear to be doing anything. Huh. Okay, well, we got it to work. We just have to kind of turn it on and off to get what we want. I think this one's too big for us. See, we don't even have a... Notice there's a gap between where we're at power-wise and where the green starts. And I think if you look down there, there's a little weight that says 0.34. I think I saw somebody else saying that their hand mine could only do anything under 0.17. So this might be that gap there between the top of our power and what we need to get to green. Says maybe we need 3 of us. We need 3 times the power to get there. This one's 0.12. All right. We appear to be getting there fairly quickly. Again, I can't control my power, but let's get into the green. There we go. Stop. We just want it to sit there in the green for a little while as the time's up. I think we could probably stay here till it finishes. We got a little green circle going around. There we go. Come on, finish before it fractures. There we go. Nice. What we got? We've got 15 Aphorite. I have no idea if those are expensive or not. Okay, doesn't look like... Oops. All right. Couple of them here. I'm guessing that bar on the left should be the power that we can move up or down, but we can't do that, right? So our left doesn't look like, can we get this one to red? Maybe we can only get this one to green. Maybe we can't get it over red. Nope. Let's bring it down. There we go. I can do a little bit more, and then we'll head out and we'll go sell it. And there we go. Actual success. We've got a backpack with some stuff in it. It seems to me we pulled in more than 13. So I think there's some bugs there. I know we pulled in more than 13. Because we got probably 6 or 7 from each of those, and we pull, I mind, what, 4 or 5 of them? Yeah, that's probably half of what we should have. I don't see it showing up anywhere else, but I have had some really weird inventory issues today in the game. So we'll just write that down as an inventory problem, and we'll see what happens. Whoops. Let's see what happens when we access something else. What does it show? No, it still shows 13. Well, I don't know. I'm going to write that off as a bug and say we succeeded in what we needed to do. We spent a lot of time to probably not make very much money, but is what it is. More bugs. Well, we got the rest of our stuff. We got 40, even though we fell out of a spaceship to do it. So we'll take that. The question is, where can I go to sell it? Can it be sold here? I'm going to check real quick and find out. Let's see where, which is what I was trying to do. I was trying to find out what it's called so I can see where I can sell it. It doesn't want to let me drop. I should have brought a cargo container so I can put them in the container, lower the container, then drag them out. But we are going to sell one so I can declare success, unequivocal success, and then I'll worry about it later. I can sell these at any of the main bases too, so. But I'm really hungry. All right, we've got one there. Let's see if we can find... All right, that one's white. We need to find one with the red rabbit ears. Rabbit ear, singular. There it is. Or orange, whatever color that is. Notice it matches the lights on the cargo containers. And see if we can sell our one Aphorite, or whatever it was called. From there, we can extrapolate how we mix. It looks like we should get paid about, I don't know, just shy of 2,300 per. $230, not 2,300, 230. So for our 40, let me bust out my calculator here. 240 times 40. We made a whopping 9,600 if it was the full 230, but we'll say 9,500. We're going to sell it. Confirm. My next question is, if I were to select the Pisces Rescue. Okay, it doesn't show anything on it. I don't know that it would. It doesn't have a cargo grid. So I think this only sells from the cargo grid rather than from... Can we sell from us? So if I were to say here, I think I would then have to put them on the cargo grid to turn them in. And I don't want to waste my time to do that. But there you go. $9,000. So yeah, we didn't make a lot. Not with that one. But that's okay. We explored. We had fun. I'll see you next time. Cheers.